I want to talk about the unholy mess that is the MeToo movement in Australia. There can be no better demonstration of just how broken this movement is than a sexual harassment victim being threatened with defamation, not by her attacker, but the woman she confided in about her abuse. The conduct of Tracy Spicer has come under renewed scrutiny after it was revealed on Monday that she had threatened 3 women with legal action, including a woman whose confidence she had betrayed. Now, 2 years ago, at the birth of the MeToo movement, Tracy Spicer cast herself as a champion of oppressed women and vowed to systematically expose predators and abusers. But she's really only succeeded in, well, mainly lifting her own profile. To this day, we haven't seen the release of the promised sexual misconduct file with their 485 complaints about 65 separate alleged offenders. MeToo and its offshoot Time's Up have been abject failures in this country. They have, however, been good for Tracy Spicer, who, despite shoddy work, broken promises and what some would call distasteful opportunism, has been awarded the Sydney Peace Prize, Order of Australia, New South Wales Women of the Year, along with journalism gongs. But while Spicer was busy lapping up the accolades, a number of the women connected with MeToo were quietly, and sometimes not so quietly, raising serious concerns about the movement. In October, a BuzzFeed investigation by Hannah Ryan and Gina Rushton exposed the depths of the failure of Australia's MeToo movement. BuzzFeed detailed a number of claims, including Spicer claiming credit for work or initiatives that she had no role in. BuzzFeed reported that the morning after the Herald and the ABC published allegations about Craig McLachlan, Spicer appeared on radio station 3AW, talking about her involvement in the case. But Sydney Morning Herald editor Lisa Davies told BuzzFeed that the McLachlan investigation was undertaken solely by the ABC and the Herald. Similarly, Spicer appeared to take credit for inspiring the establishment of the Australian Human Rights Commission's national inquiry into workplace sexual harassment. She wrote in the Saturday paper about telling Sex Discrimination Commissioner Kate Jenkins to seize a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make real change, to tackle the systematic causes of sexual harassment. You could really make your mark by getting up some kind of national inquiry. But Jenkins remembers it differently. She said Tracy Spicer was not involved in conceiving of or establishing the national inquiry, nor did she suggest the idea of the inquiry to me. That's what she told BuzzFeed. Then last month, a joint investigation by BuzzFeed and news.com.au exposed how 2 women who had shared their harrowing stories of abuse and harassment with Tracy Spicer had their privacy breached when she allowed a film crew to record their names, faces and highly sensitive personal stories for an ABC documentary, Silent No More, which Spicer's presenting. If not for the intervention of certain journalists, the women's private information may have gone to air to be viewed by hundreds of thousands of viewers. These women had not given Spicer permission to share their confidential stories with anyone, let alone consent to having their names, faces and stories used for an ABC series. To give her credit, Tracy Spicer did apologise, but she also blamed the production company and the ABC, and incredibly, for a woman with 30 years' experience in the journalism game, she used the naive excuse. Then we learnt that a lawyer representing one of these women, let's call her Lucy, sent Spicer a letter asking for the original communication to be destroyed and for Spicer to reveal who else saw the private message. Lucy told news.com.au that she expected an apology. Instead, she got a defamation threat. Yes, a woman who reached out to Spicer with her story, who then had her privacy breached, was now being threatened with legal action. Tracy Spicer refuted the woman's claims and said these private notices were sent in a genuine attempt to resolve the issue outside of the litigation process. Really? then why was there a request to pay $1,500? News.com.au reported this week that Spicer has threatened to sue 2 other women as well as Lucy for defamation after comments on social media about the ABC documentary Silent No More. One of the women is a prominent feminist and the other is an anti-violence campaigner and journalist. Spicer's lawyers wrote to all 3 women claiming she had been defamed. In one email, her lawyers made demands that the woman publish an apology to our client and agree to pay legal costs in the sum of $1,500. The way the MeToo movement has imploded in Australia is disappointing but entirely predictable. What was an opportunity to advance the cause of women was seized upon by the activist class to push a number of agendas, not all of them good for women. 2 years ago, I, along with a number of other women, including author Lina Shriver, academic Christina Hoff-Summers, and prominent lawyer Wendy Kaminer, spoke out about the dangers of the MeToo movement morphing into a destructive, dysfunctional farce. We got there faster than anyone expected. Spicer is only part of the problem, but as the face of the movement, she won the plaudits and must now carry at least some of the blame.